parish giving scheme, I don't know, Pat and Carol, if you've heard of the parish giving scheme before, but I'm really here to sort of introduce you to it and explain how it works, and then you can ask me any questions at the end. So parish giving scheme is a trusted and secure solution. Currently, we have just over 89,000 givers that are set up to give regularly to their church. Over 5,400 communities are already registered with PGS. And just to give you an idea, £8.5 million in gifts and gift aid was remitted to parishes that are using the PGS in February this year. That's 100% of regular giving and 100% of gift aid that were paid back to those parishes. Really phenomenal amounts there. It's a simple and easy to manage scheme. It reduces administration and paperwork, and we regularly reclaim gift aid on those gifts that are giving through PGS. It's easy and secure access to your monthly statements. You have a unique logon where you can log on to the PGS website and view and download up to 12 months archive of statements for your regular and one-off giving. It's always a good time to talk about money. It's always a difficult subject. We always recommend that you launch PGS alongside a giving review to start those conversations off. And it often helps to stable and increases planned giving. It reminds people that they're given a gift. It's an ideal time to introduce PGS, excuse me. And one of the unique features of PGS is protection against static giving. We'll talk about it in a few slides' time, but we have a sort of unique selling point is that the inflation re-increase scheme, where givers can choose to opt in to increase their gift annually in line with inflation. But we'll talk about that in a few slides' time. So there's 3 simple ways for a giver to set up a regular gift to their chosen church or parish. They can very quickly set up a gift online via the PGS website. They can give the team in Gloucester a call, and we can set up a direct debit over the phone. It's very quick and easy to do. The givers are offered support through that process, and every step of the process is explained. And for those that really still like to fill in a paper gift form, we still have those available as well. And they're sent back to the scheme in Gloucester, where the team set those up. And as once you're registered to have regular gifts, you also get access to one-off gifts. So your givers can choose to give a one-off gift through the PGS website. It's all secure, and it's done alongside the regular giving. So since we established one-off giving through the parish giving scheme, we've remitted over £6.4 million in gifts and gift aid to the parishes that are already using the scheme. It's a fantastic amount, and that keeps growing each month. So how it works. So your givers set up a gift. The gifts are collected on the first working day of the month. If the first working day of the month falls on a bank holiday or a weekend, it's collected the very next working day after that. The gifts are received into the PGS bank account. We reconcile all of those gifts and instruct the payback of those gifts into the PCC account. And on the statement, you'll see a reference that says PGS gifts and then the month. And then you'll know that that's for your regular giving. We very quickly prepare the gift aid claim on those gifts, and that's submitted to HMRC. And once we receive those funds from HMRC, they're remitted into the PCC account with the same format of on your statement. So you'll see PGS gifts, PGS gift aid, and those will be the 2 payments in for regular giving. So all your regular gifts are paid into the account on the 10th of the month. Again, if that 10th of the month falls on a weekend or a bank holiday, we'll pay that in the Friday before. And as I said, the HMRC gift aid will be remitted to the PCC account as soon as that's received from HMRC. 99% of the time, that's usually within a week or 2 of the regular gifts going into the bank, but we are subject to HMRC payback agreements. So it's usually within 5 weeks, but it's usually much quicker than that. So for one-off giving, it's slightly different way. So all the gifts are collected and reconciled for the previous month. All the funds come into the PGS bank account via the payment merchant. Those gifts are reconciled and then the payback is instructed to the PCC accounts. We don't have an agreed date because that can vary each month with weekends and bank holidays, but it's usually between the 12th and the 18th of the month. Again, HMRC, we submit the gift aid on any eligible gifts, and that will be remitted to the PCC accounts once again that's received by PGS. That's usually received a lot quicker than the regular gift aid claim because it is a smaller claim and they tend to come through quite quickly. So usually what you'll find is you'll receive your one-off gifts and gift aid at the same time into the PCC accounts. So talked a little bit about inflationary increase scheme, which is part of PGS. So givers can choose to opt in to an annual increase. So 6 weeks before their anniversary of their first gift, they'll receive either a letter or an email to thank them for all their giving through the last year. This is what they're currently giving, and this is what their gift will go up to in line with inflation. Now we use CPI rates, and it will be the last available rate that we use. And at least 50% of those givers that opt into the inflationary increase scheme are choosing to do that. And they do, excuse me. Yeah, so at least 50% of givers that are using the scheme choose to be part of the inflationary increase scheme. It is an opt-in, and givers can opt out anytime they wish. It is a benchmark. The statistics that we've got are really positive, and we've been monitoring this very closely since the cost of living crisis. Of those 50% of givers that opt in, at least 92% of those givers are giving in line with inflation each year, so their gift will go up in line with inflation. We have a small percentage of about 2 to 3% which superinflate, which don't like giving with pence, so they like to round up to the next pound level, or it's a reminder that they've been meaning to increase their gift for a few weeks, and they will increase well above inflation. So we've got some really good statistics there. But again, it is a benchmark and it is opt-in. Givers can retain control of their gift and opt out of that at any time they wish. And just to demonstrate what that gift would look like, if you were giving £10 in 2014, if you were signed up to inflationary increase, you'd be giving £12.19 today. That's an extra £2.91 a month, and over the year that's an extra £34.96 for your church. And if you're looking at that over at least 10 givers giving £10, you can see that extra money flowing through, and it's helping combat that static giving. Here's an example of what your monthly statement will look like for regular giving. So as you can see, if any of you like Vicar of Digley, you'll spot the the names that we've used for this sample. As you see, it will list your givers by name. If you can see, there's also some anonymous options on there. Givers have the choice if they wish to remain anonymous to their church. And we can facilitate, we'll talk about thank you letters in a minute, how we can, if you want to send those thank you letters, PGS can help you send those to those anonymous givers. Where it says description, the PGS thank you, that is what will show up on a giver's bank account on their statement. So they'll be able to very clearly see that gift is going to giving through PGS to their chosen church. Their contact ID is what they're listed as in the database. And you can see there's 3. So you've got your current month, that will be your breakdown of what you're receiving into your PCC account. So the donation received and the gift aid will the two regular gifts that you'll regular remittances you'll receive for that month. And then you have the financial year to date and the calendar year to date. Also, as well, the last two columns are the frequency. So gifts can be set up monthly, quarterly, or annually. And where it says inflation, that's whether or not your givers have chosen to opt in or opt out of the inflationary increase option. And at the bottom as well, you've got your leavers and joiners table where you can see very clearly if you've had any new givers that month, and more, just as important, if you've had anyone that's left. What you will see on your statement as well, as the month goes on, if you have any new givers, they will appear on the statement, but where it says current month, financial year to date and calendar year to date, there will be a 0 there to indicate they've set up a regular gift, but we haven't collected that first one yet. As soon as the first gift is collected, their name will show in the joiners box. So that will just give you an indication of if what we call your pipeline gifts, that you've got any, if you're having a Giving Sunday or you're having a particular campaign, you'll be able to see those new gifts flowing through before they start. So the top tips that we can give you to launch PGS: PCC will need to pass a resolution to use PGS to process gifts on your behalf. Update your A Church Near You page. That is really essential. Some of that data will be pulled through to your landing page, and it is really key that that information is correct for your givers who are wishing to sign up. Share the experience and get members of the PCC to give through PGS and provide testimony out on how easy it is to set up a gift and how easy it is for the treasurer and the church folk, because it will be saving them time on administration. Launch PGS with a giving review. It's an ideal time to talk about a subject about money, which is never an easy subject to bring up. Make use of the digital resources that we have available and talk to your giving advisors. Carolyn and Paula, really be able to support you through this process. So this is just an example of what your landing page will look like. We talked about having regular and one-off giving. So you have the buttons here, highlighted in red, circled in red, and then at the bottom of the page. And as you scroll down where it says pledge your gift, that will stay there. So your givers will be able to click on that. As you scroll down the page, you'll see that you'll be able to download the QR code for your parish. So if you have pew cards or bookmarks, which we have available for digital resources, posters and things, you can have those up in the church. If you have a donation station, if you use any kind of audio visual equipment, if you have screens up, you can use that QR code, and people can just quickly hold up their phone, take a picture of it, and it will take you directly to your church's landing page where they can set up their regular or one-off gift. So did speak a little bit about the digital resources. There's a couple of examples of posters that are available on the PGS website in the secure area where you can it's very easy. I promise you, it's very easy to drop the QR code in to those posters and print them out yourself. There's other resources that are available on there. There's two animations that talk about, one that talks about the benefits of PGS and the other one that talks about the direct debit part of the scheme. We all know that direct debit can have a bit of a negative name for whatever reason, through energy companies taking vast amounts out of people's account. And rest assured that as a direct debit originator, we do have to have lots of checks and measures in place to stop us taking money out without advising a giver. But the only time that we will ever change a gift is if a giver has opted in to increase their gift in line with inflation. But again, as I said, it is a benchmark, and if a giver wants to opt out at any time, they can do. And there's lots of assurities in place with a direct debit guarantee. So if things do go wrong, the giver is entitled to a full and immediate refund, and then the bank will later claim that money back from PGS. So, and that is all stated very clearly on the direct debit guarantee that a giver will get once they set up their gift. Here's just an example of what's possible with your a parish website. Morpeth Parish in Newcastle Diocese have got a really interactive website. It's really worth having a look to see what they've done. They've got all their giving information on one page. They've got the QR codes. They've got the animation. They have got the parish code, which is that highlighted in yellow, and they've also got the number if your givers want to call and set up their direct debit over the phone. It's a very easy, quick process, as I said, where the team talk that process through with the giver on the phone and will answer any questions as the call goes on. It takes about 5 minutes. It's a really fantastic team, lots of pastoral care there, and we've had some really fantastic feedback about that team. So the role of a statement receiver, they will be the person that PGS will communicate with each month to let you know you have a statement available with your latest giving information. It's a named individual and you can have more than one. That person will have the functionality to update their church landing page. There's an introductory paragraph that's very easy and simple to make changes to. Secure access to view and download those monthly statements. On your first login, you will need to tick to the acceptable data usage policy, and that's just to say that you will keep that information safe, and access a range of digital resources and guides. There's lots of how-to guides on there, how to set up a regular gift. There's lots of information on there, well worth having a look. Now we're going to try this one and see if it works. I've told you lots about PGS, but let me let you listen to one of our treasurers when I can find my mouse. Bear with me. Can you see the video? Yeah. Can you hear it?
Hello, my name's Cal Bailey. I'm from St James Woodside, which is a parish church in Horsforth, and I want to recommend the parish giving scheme because it helps us at St James in 3 ways. The first is that we receive the gift aid earlier because it's collected by the parish giving scheme and we receive it monthly rather than waiting for me to do a huge return at the end of the year and we receive it a week or 2 after that. So better cash flow. Secondly, it saves time because I'm not collecting quite so much gift aid and I have a far smaller number of entries to make in order to get the remaining gift aid. And the third reason is that it is more confidential in our bank account. Now, in our bank account, we receive 2 payments a month from parish giving scheme, one for the gift income and one for the gift aid each month. And in our bank account, that's anonymous. In other words, it's paid as one lump sum and I can see the detail online because I have access to our account at the parish giving scheme. But it means that other people can access our bank account and I don't have a confidentiality problem. And we do that in order to manage other income that we have from the hire of our parish centre, to make payments, that kind of thing, to help with accounts. And that's a great help to me. So in all ways, from the Treasurer's point of view, the parish giving scheme is a great bonus. I recommend it.
And I think that's probably everything from me. So I'm going to hand over to Paul.
Hello. Just to let you know that Gift Aid Light isn't affected by PGS. We will continue to claim gift aid and GADs on any eligible donations received by our 200+ member churches. The GADS rules obviously will still apply on cash and device donations. Gift aid and GADS repayments added to the church's parish share statements if the money is being claimed and added to your parish share rather than the money coming back to the church directly. The PGS statements that Steph was mentioning earlier on, there's a way to import those statements into the My Giving Online software that we use, so that that means that thank you letters can still be sent out from the church, including the PGS donations, but that will show up as a gift aid already claimed externally via PGS as part of the process already explained. PGS, just as a reminder, that the gift aid is processed by them and claimed by them. That means that the gift aid claimed by PGS isn't added to and paid against your parish share, as it does via the gift aid light scheme, if that's something that you have decided to set up. GAD's donations aren't claimable via PGS in a similar way to, for those of you who did Bishop's Ordination Fund collections, licensing services, confirmation services, visitation services. If you sent money to us after those events, cash donations, we couldn't claim on those as a diocese, only those that were gift aidable. And I've already mentioned about the gift aid not being credited against parish share. So is there the next slide?
Yep. There you go.
So Cornerstone, last week we had our first Cornerstone pilot workshops within the diocese, and the two churches that presently this meeting were both there for those Cornerstones workshops. So it's important to highlight particularly the pathways within Cornerstone. The pathways are step-by-step guides on how to do a variety of different activities, whether that be around the theology of giving, impact, thank you letters, setting up digital giving. There is a dedicated pathway, or pathways, should I say, connected to PGS. And one of those is all about how you successfully launch or relaunch PGS within your church. So have a look for those within your Cornerstones logins, and you'll be able to activate those pathways and go through the step-by-step processes to enable PGS to be launched successfully within your church.